So in order for us to use the power rule, we don't have any rules right now that tell us how to do this derivative. All we know is that we can multiply these by using the box method or FOIL in order then to take the derivative. So when you, so I saw some of you do this, so you should have this as your new equation. And then you use the power rule. The power rule has not changed. What is the understood coefficient here if there's no coefficient? 1. So we will do 1 times 2, x to the 2 minus 1, minus 5x, 5 times 1, x to the 1 minus 1, minus 0. And that gives you y prime is equal to 2x minus 5. Okay? This is nothing new. This is what we've done before. But, as Melissa pointed out to me, there are 3 of these binomials, 3 of them. So what you'd have to do is you'd have to do this using FOIL or box, which gives you this, and then multiply using FOIL box, which gives you this. This is a very, 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 can I go down? Okay. This is a very long equation, a very long function. And it takes a long time for us to multiply it out. It takes us a long time to combine like terms because there are 3 different functions, or 3 different polynomials. So when you take the derivative, you don't have to write this all down, guys. I just want you to see. This will take a lot of time. It will take a lot of time. So because of that, we have a new rule that we'll be working on. We're probably working on this, obviously the rest of this week, we only have 2 days, and almost all of next week, because it is a challenge to understand it after you've done the power rule, okay? We're gonna be using the power rule also, and this new rule. From this point on, we are gonna combine a lot of the rules. Power rule is one that we're gonna have to use 95% of the time, if not 100% of the time. We're going to combine that with the other rules. When you're done copying that down, take out your notebook and flip this page over so that this way we can start our notes. If you need paper, paper is under the do now bin. If you need to grab your notebook, Brian, or your folder. Who else leaves their folder in here? Oh, Alex, he's not here. Do you want me to zoom in, Diana? You want me to zoom in? No? Okay. Zoom in? Okay. Good? $1,125, yeah. Ready? No? One more minute? Okay. Thank you. Oswaldo. I think he makes the action. Bless you. Okay, ready? No? Yes? Okay. If anybody needs this, I'll put it back up at the end of the lesson. Okay. So today is the 10th, right? So today is the 10th. We're going to be working on the chain rule. We're working on the chain rule. Before we get into the formula, we need some definitions, some vocabulary. Composite function. Anybody know what a composite function is? Okay. A composite function is a combination of two or more functions. Where it appears there are functions inside another. Oops, I spelled another wrong. Okay. I'm surprised you didn't hear about composite functions in junior year, but that's okay. All right, so an example of a composite function would be 3x to the 4th plus 7 to the 6th. So one function we have, am I going too fast? Okay. One function we have is x to the 4th plus 7, because this could be its own thing. This could be its own thing. So this is one. And the other function we have is the 3 and the 6. So this is the coefficient of 3 raised to the 6th power. We have things inside of another function. So what I mean by that is if we had 3x to the 6th, this is one function. But we replaced the x with x to the 4th plus 7. So we have a smaller, bigger function inside the smaller function. This is a composite function. So this is an example, this is a non-example. 3x to the 6th is a non-example because there are not more terms inside of this x. Does that make sense? Are we sure? Okay, so when we have problems like this, you saw in the second do now question, it had the cubed, right? It had the 3 as an exponent. In order for us to take that derivative, we needed to multiply them out. Now we have a rule called the chain rule where we don't need to do that. It will be a lot easier, and no, you don't have to simplify like that. So, the chain rule, can we see this color? The chain rule is a derivative rule used when a function appears as a composition. Am I off screen? Can I go up? Right here, yes. Okay. And I spelled composition wrong. Good. Okay. I'll give you the formula in a second, along with the steps, but I want to show you. So if I have f of x is equal to 3x to the 6th, I can just use the power rule here. I can just use the power rule. I can multiply and subtract to get the derivative, like we have been doing the last 2 weeks. If I had j of x is equal to like the function that I had up there, I cannot use the power rule because I have other things in here. I will have other things, I have other terms inside of my x. So again, my x is then replaced with this function here. So that is a composition. Here, I'm going to need to use 2 rules, which you'll see in a second. Chain rule and power rule. Chain rule and power rule. Again, if you have terms inside of a parentheses, and you'll see in level 3 inside a square root or in the denominator, we'll have to use the chain rule. Okay. Let me know when you guys are ready so I can move on to the formula. Mr. Vella, did anybody ask to go to the bathroom? Everybody, David? You sure? Okay. Isai? Okay, so here is the formula. So if we have a composition, so if we have h of x is equal to, we have u is going to be our outside function, and I'll label that in a second. Can you guys see that color? Okay. U of parentheses is the outside function because it is outside the parentheses. V is the inside function. Let's not put parentheses because that's going to confuse you. Let's do V of x. I don't know why I took that off. Is the inside function. Outside is u because there is a thing on the outside, and inside is v. The formula for that, so for h prime of x, the formula is v prime. So prime implies what? What does prime mean? What is the rule or the word for prime? What are we looking for? Starts with a D. Derivative, yes. So v prime is the derivative. That's the inside function. And then we have u prime, which is the derivative of what? U. Yes, it is the derivative of u. With the original function on the inside for v. So this is a derivative. I'm going to abbreviate. This is a derivative. And this is the original. The original v, not the original u, the original v. So your formula will be derivative, derivative, original. Derivative, derivative, original. So for these rules, for any rule from this point on, I'm going to give you steps, okay? I'm going to give you steps on how to use the rule. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to find, am I going too fast? Find and label u, which is our outside function. Can I move up, guys? Right there, good. Your next step would be to find and label v, which is the inside function. Step 3 is to calculate u prime, which is the derivative. As of now, until we get to more rigorous functions or more rigorous rules, all we're going to use is the power rule. Step 4, calculate v prime, which is the derivative again. We're only going to be using the power rule right now. And this last step is almost always forgotten by students. When you think that you're following these steps, you're done. The last step is that you have to put it together. So you need to write your final derivative using the formula. You have to write it using the formula. So if I had j of x, let's use the ones that we have been using. 3x to the 4th plus 7, all raised to the 6th power. My inside is v. I like to label that first because I know what it is. Can I go down? Yeah. Okay. V is my inside function, whereas u is my outside function. When you label your outside function, do not put anything on the inside, because when you're done, you'll see that that is the original function that goes inside there. That's why I leave it blank. Okay, don't put anything in there because it's going to confuse you right now. So then I'm going to use u prime. This is just the power rule. That's all we're doing is the power rule here. So it's going to be 3 times 6, parentheses, 6 minus 1, 18, quantity to the 5th. It's just the power rule. Questions on what I did there? Do you guys want me to zoom in? Yeah, because we have something instead of x on the inside. That's why it's blank. Does that make sense? Okay. And we do the same here. V prime is 1 times 4, x to the 4 minus 1. What is the derivative of 7? What is the derivative of 7? Not 1. 0. Why is it 0?
It's constant.
It's a constant. Good. 4x cubed. Okay? Again, a lot of students stop here. They're like, oh, I found the derivatives, I'm done. No, you've only done step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4. Do you guys want me to label the steps? Yeah? Okay. So Here is step 1. I'm going to try to use the same colors. Here's step 2. Here's step 3. And I spelled calculate wrong. Here's step 4. Can you see those steps?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. So now I need to just put it together. Step 5. Remember to always use proper notation. So I have j prime x because this is my function notation. Let's see if I can put this all together. Okay, so v prime. V prime is here. V prime is here. 4x cubed. So this is v prime. Brackets, because we want to make sure that we're separating the things. U prime is this. So this is what I said you need to do to make sure that you have blank on the inside. So this is v prime. And it goes on, what goes on the inside is the original v, which is x to the 4th plus 7. So you have derivative, derivative, original. Move it up. Derivative, derivative, original. When you're done copying that down, take out the do now and flip it over. That has the practice problems for today. What's wrong, Melissa? Do you want me to zoom in or no? You're good? Okay. Mr. Ravel, is anybody in the bathroom right now? Okay. After Andres. Kevin, is let me know when you're ready, okay? Let me know when you're ready, Kevin. Everybody ready? Okay. So, all right, gentlemen, let's get started. Okay. So, I'm going to do the first one. Right there. So we have f of x is equal to 4 times the quantity, 5x to the 4th minus 9x squared plus 2, all cubed. Okay, so I'm going to follow the steps. Whose phone is that? Oh, that's yours? Okay. First step, I need to label my outside function. Can anybody tell me what my outside function is? 4 parentheses 3. Very good. So u is 4 parentheses 3. I don't know who said that, but thank you. Now, what is my inside function?
5x 4 times 9x 2 minus 2.
Good job, Brian and Brian. Okay, so now I need to use the power rule. Okay? So u prime, remember, we need to multiply the coefficient and the exponent. Coefficient and exponent, this is what we've been doing. And then subtract 1 from the exponent. This is not new. None of this is new. Okay? That will give me u prime is 12 parentheses or times the quantity of something raised to the second power. Any questions on that? Okay. We sure? Make sure you're writing this down. Okay. Oops, why did I put 3? So we found the derivative of u. Now we have to find the derivative of v. So again, all we're doing right now, this is all level 2. Level 2 is not going to have square roots. Level 2 is not going to have negative exponents. It's all going to be straight up power rule. Okay? You don't have to use any other rules. So 5 times 4, x to the 4 minus 1, minus 9 times 2, x to the 2 minus 1, plus 0. Any questions on where I'm getting those numbers from? Steven. We good? Okay, now we're just going to simplify. The derivative of a v is 20x cubed minus 18x plus 0. A lot of you are still putting that 1, and that is okay for now. Ms. Ravello and I will tell you when you need to write it in proper mathematical notation because you're getting just used to this notation, okay? Good? Are we done? No, we still need to put it together using the steps. So I'll write the step here, v prime, u prime, v. Is that you again? Okay. So v prime is here, but remember we started with f of x. So we need the proper notation. So v goes first. Please make sure you're putting these in parentheses. Because if you do not, you're implying that you're only multiplying this times the other function. You have to put parentheses. You have to make sure you're separating them. If you're not going to get full points. You can use brackets to separate the v and the u. 12, parentheses, square. And then what goes in the middle? I'm not going to have enough room for that. Ooh, nope, not 20x cubed minus 18x. Yes, 5x to the 4th minus 9x squared plus 2. Remember, on the inside is the original v. The original v. So remember, it's derivative, derivative, original. Where am I? So this is v prime. This is u prime. And this is v. Derivative, derivative, original. Questions? Are we sure? I see some of you starting on the we do, that's perfectly fine. Because Ms. Ravellos and I will be calling on people to give us the steps. Kevin, is that you? Almost done? Okay. Ready? Okay. So let's look at the we do. The we do is y equals -9, 8x to the 5th, minus 9x cubed, minus 10, all to the 6th power. Okay. Ms. Ravello, you want to call on people? All right, Kevin, what's my first step? Okay, so what would be my first separate equation, I guess? Okay. Uh-huh. Say that again? Oh, no, not yet. I see what you're doing. You don't want to subtract yet. So what should it be? 6, yeah. So keep it the same way it is before we start doing the power rule, okay, Kevin? All right. Mr. Villa, want to call on somebody else? Is that okay that I'm putting in charge?
No, that's
Yeah,
fine.
okay.
Diego.
Who'd you call him?
Diego.
Oh. What's the next step, Diego? You want to do U prime first? Okay. Okay, what's U prime? Okay. So what do you do to the exponent, Diego? Nope, not yet. Well, you're multiplying this one. What do we do to this one at the top? Subtract what? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm just going to do the math. -54 to the 5th. Okay, good job. Okay, so we've found U and U prime. What's the next thing we need to do?
I did.
You want me to zoom in? Yeah, because we did 1 and 3.
Would you solve for
What'd you say? The inside of the parentheses. Very good. So that's V. Not yet. You gotta label it first. Okay, now you want to do that part? Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then minus times 3 prime is minus 2. And then s minus 3 minus 3.
Mm-hmm.
And
Minus 10, is that correct?
0.
0, why is it 0?
Is a constant.
Very good. Okay, so that'll be v prime. I'm just going to do the math. 40x to the 4th minus 27x squared. Are there any questions so far? Any questions about where we got these numbers, where we got the formula? Okay, last step now. You want to call in somebody, Ms. Rebel?
Yeah, Elizabeth?
You would write it as the formula, but B1, and then the bracket B1, B.
Hold on, sorry. Okay,
And then you do in parentheses 40x to the power of 4, minus 27x to the power of 2, parentheses bracket, 54, parentheses 8x 5 minus 9x 3 minus 10, parentheses bracket.
okay, this would get you a 1.5.
Oh, the white was right.
Still 1.5. Melissa? Missing negative on the 54. And the prime? Still 1.5. What'd you say? Hmm?
Take out the 10.
Nope, 10 should still be there. So we've got this part, right? We've got this part. What are we missing?
Like exponent in the end.
The exponent on the end. Okay? Do you see that? Don't forget that part. You have to include anything you take the derivative of. Does that make sense? Did you see that, Elizabeth? Melissa, you see that too? Okay. Good? Any questions? Are we sure? Okay, then in your groups,